In the world of Greek mythology, one figure stands with unmatched authority: Hera, queen of the gods. She sits beside Zeus atop Mount Olympus, not just as his consort, but as a powerful goddess in her own right. Hera is the divine matriarch, guardian of marriage, women and family, and her influence shapes both gods and mortals. Her stories are defined by devotion and jealousy, serenity and wrath, a duality that makes her endlessly fascinating. She is a key force in epic tales, a player in the Trojan War, a relentless adversary to Heracles, and a watchful presence in the lives of all. To understand Hera is to understand the heart of Olympian politics and the sacredness of ancient Greek society. Join us as we explore the origins, symbols, myths, and legacy of the Queen of Olympus. Hera's most revered role, a cornerstone of her divine identity, was as the divine patron of marriage, a sacred duty that placed her at the heart of every union. She was the embodiment of marital sanctity, the ultimate guardian of the sacred bond between husband and wife. Her presence was invoked to ensure harmony, fidelity, and enduring love, setting the standard for marital relationships across ancient Greece. She sanctified wedding vows, imbuing them with divine significance, and was invoked for blessings of fidelity and fruitful unions. Couples sought her favor to ensure a prosperous and loving future, viewing her as the source of marital bliss and familial success. The pomegranate, a symbol of fertility, was often offered to her in hopes of a blessed marriage. Hera's influence extended beyond ceremonies. Her watchful gaze permeated every aspect of married life. She protected wives, offering solace and strength in times of need, defended their status, ensuring they were respected and honored within their households and communities, and offered a divine model of female authority. She was the queen of the gods, a figure of immense power and influence, demonstrating the potential for women to hold positions of respect and leadership. Her stories, often centered on vengeance against those who wronged her or her sacred institution of marriage, also reflected her defense of the marital contract against infidelity. She was a fierce advocate for the sanctity of marriage, and her wrath was legendary. As a goddess of childbirth, Hera's role extended to the very beginning of family life. She presided over labor with her daughter Eileithyia, ensuring a safe passage for new life into the world, ensuring safe deliveries and healthy heirs. Her blessings were sought to protect both mother and child during this vulnerable time. Hera's protection reinforced the stability of the family, the cornerstone of Greek society, and the legitimacy of children born within marriage. She was the guarantor of lineage and inheritance, ensuring the continuation of family lines. Her domain, marriage, family, and childbirth, encompassed the most fundamental aspects of human existence, made her one of the most respected and worshipped goddesses in Greece. Temples were erected in her honor, and festivals celebrated her power and influence. Hera was a constant presence in the most significant moments of life, from the joyous celebration of marriage to the miracle of childbirth. Her authority woven into the very fabric of the community, shaping social norms and reinforcing the importance of family and marital bonds. In Greek art, Hera is depicted as a regal, matronly figure, often enthroned and crowned, radiating authority. Her symbols, the pomegranate for fertility, the scepter for sovereignty, and the veil for marriage, speak to her divine roles. The peacock, with its many eyes, is her most famous animal, symbolizing vigilance and majesty. The cow connects her to ancient earth goddesses, while the cuckoo recalls Zeus's courtship. These symbols create a vivid portrait, queenly, nurturing, and formidable. Hera's iconography was instantly recognizable across temples, pottery, and sculpture, reinforcing her central place in Greek culture. To see her image was to witness the presence of the great Queen Hera. Hera's story begins not in triumph, but in the shadowed age of the Titans, a time of primordial chaos and immense power. It's a story etched in the very foundations of Mount Olympus, a narrative of survival, resilience, and the forging of a queen. She was born as the daughter of Cronus, the Titan king, and Rhea, a goddess of fertility and motherhood. Their lineage was one of immense power, but also of deep-seated fear and paranoia. Like her siblings, Hestia, Demeter, Hades, and Poseidon, Hera faced a terrifying fate. She was swallowed whole by her father, Cronus. Cronus, driven by a prophecy that one of his children would overthrow him, sought to defy destiny through this brutal act. He was consumed by the fear of losing his throne. Thus, Hera's early years were not spent in the light of Olympus, but imprisoned in the darkness of her father's stomach, a cold and silent realm. This experience would undoubtedly shape her character and her view of power. Only Zeus, the youngest, escaped this grim destiny, cleverly hidden away by Rhea in a desperate attempt to save at least one of her children. Zeus, raised in secret, eventually returned, strong and determined, and forced Cronus to regurgitate his siblings, freeing them from their dark prison. Hera emerged, reborn and fully grown, ready to step into a world she had only glimpsed from within the belly of a Titan. She was now prepared to claim her rightful place among the emerging Olympians, a new generation of gods ready to challenge the old order. The Olympians, with Zeus at their head, then embarked on a decade-long war against the Titans, a cataclysmic conflict known as the Titanomachy. After a brutal and protracted struggle, the Olympians emerged victorious, ushering in a new era of divine rule. This victory allowed them to establish a new divine order on Mount Olympus, a realm of power, intrigue, and immortal beings. Hera's liberation from Cronus and her participation, however significant, in the Titanomachy, granted her a unique seniority and a level of prestige among the gods that few could rival. She had earned her place. Her journey, from the depths of captivity to the heights of the throne of Olympus, foreshadowed a life that would be constantly defined by power struggles, both within the divine realm and within her own family. Indeed, family conflict would become a recurring theme in her long and eventful life. As Zeus ascended to become king of the gods, Hera, in time, became his queen, solidifying her position as one of the most powerful figures in the Olympian pantheon. Her authority was not merely granted, but deeply rooted in the very origins and establishment of the Olympian world, a testament to her strength and her will. Hera's rise to power is a testament not only to her resilience in the face of unimaginable adversity, but also to her enduring power and unwavering determination to claim her rightful place. The marriage of Hera and Zeus, the sacred marriage, was a cosmic event, symbolizing divine order. Zeus won Hera's hand through cunning, transforming into a shivering cuckoo to gain her sympathy. Their wedding was the grandest celebration, marked by gifts like the golden apple tree from Gaia. Yet their union was fraught with conflict. Zeus's infidelities were constant affronts to Hera's domain. Hera's legendary jealousy was rooted in her role as protector of marriage, her wrath a response to repeated betrayals. Their quarrels shook the heavens, but their partnership endured, embodying the resilience of the institution they represented. The sacred marriage was both a model and a warning. Even the gods struggled with the challenges of fidelity and power. Hera's story is one of strength, pride, and the eternal struggle for respect within a partnership. Hera's worship was widespread, with major cult centers at Argos, Samos, and Olympia. Her temples were grand, serving as both religious and civic centers, and her festivals drew pilgrims seeking her favor for marriage, childbirth, and prosperity. The Heraion Games at Olympia, foot races for women, highlighted her role as a patron of women. Rituals like the Daedala and Tonea celebrated her cycles of renewal and reconciliation. In some places, she was worshipped in three forms: girl, wife, widow, reflecting the stages of a woman's life. Hera's cult was rich and varied, honoring her as more than a jealous wife. She was a powerful, multifaceted goddess. Her influence permeated every stage of life, earning her devotion as the majestic queen of the gods. Hera, the queen of the gods, is a figure whose myths are often dominated by tales of fierce vengeance. Her stories echo with the pain of betrayal and the unyielding pursuit of justice as she saw it. This vengeance was primarily directed against Zeus's lovers, those who dared to stray into his affections, and perhaps even more intensely, against their illegitimate children. Hera's wrath knew no bounds when it came to perceived slights against her marriage and her divine status. Consider the plight of Leto, a goddess who incurred Hera's displeasure. Hera relentlessly pursued her, forcing her to wander the earth in search of a safe place, a sanctuary, a place where she could finally give birth to Apollo and Artemis, the radiant twin gods. Hera's actions prolonged Leto's suffering and tested her resilience. Hera's cunning and manipulative nature are further exemplified in the tragic tale of Semele, whose destruction was orchestrated by the vengeful queen. This act had an indirect yet profound role in the eventual birth of Dionysus, the god of wine and revelry, born from Zeus's thigh after Semele's untimely demise. Even Heracles, the greatest of all Greek heroes, a demigod renowned for his strength and courage, suffered immensely under Hera's unrelenting wrath, a torment that began from the very moment of his birth. His birth was deliberately delayed, and even as an infant, he was attacked by venomous snakes sent by Hera to eliminate the threat he posed to her. Later in life, she drove him to madness, a state of utter despair and uncontrollable rage that led him to commit unspeakable acts. Hera's vengeance was not merely a fleeting emotion, it was a relentless force, a constant presence in the lives of those who crossed her. In another instance of her wrath, she cruelly transformed Io, one of Zeus's lovers, into a helpless heifer, and then set the ever-watchful Argus with his 100 eyes to perpetually guard her, ensuring she could not escape her bovine prison. As if that weren't enough, she also sent a relentless gadfly to torment her, driving her mad with its incessant stings. The story of Lamia is yet another example of Hera's unforgiving nature, as she punished Lamia for her affair with Zeus, ultimately turning her into a monstrous creature, forever cursed to prey on children. While these stories are undeniably harsh and often brutal, they also serve to reinforce Hera's crucial role as the unwavering defender of marriage, the sacred institution she held above all else. She was the guardian of marital vows and the sanctity of her domain, the home and family. Her wrath, therefore, was not simply a matter of random outbursts or petty jealousy. It was a divine response, a calculated and purposeful reaction to betrayal, infidelity, and any form of disorder that threatened the stability of her marriage and the cosmic order. In this way, Hera's fury shaped the destinies of gods and mortals alike, leaving an indelible and unforgettable mark on the rich tapestry of Greek mythology, a testament to her power and influence. Hera's children reflected the complexity of her character and her tumultuous marriage to Zeus. With Zeus, she bore Ares, god of war, Hebe, goddess of youth, and Eileithyia, goddess of childbirth. Ares embodied the chaos of conflict, while Hebe symbolized youth and renewal, eventually marrying Heracles. Eileithyia's presence was vital for safe childbirth, reinforcing Hera's maternal domain. Hephaestus, god of the forge, was sometimes said to be born of Hera alone in response to Zeus's birth of Athena. Disgusted by his imperfections, Hera cast Hephaestus from Olympus, leading to a dramatic reconciliation. These divine children played crucial roles in myth, their stories echoing the complex dynamics of their divine family. Even as a mother, Hera's actions shaped the destinies of gods and heroes alike. Though her temples have crumbled, Hera's legacy endures as a powerful archetype in art, literature, and modern thought. She embodies the struggle for dignity, the defense of family, and the complexities of female power. Her myths resonate with timeless themes: love, betrayal, jealousy, and justice. Artists and writers have reimagined her, from villain to nuanced figure, inspiring new interpretations. Her name lives on: Juno, June weddings, and the peacock as a symbol of majesty. Even in psychology, the Hera complex reflects her myth's relevance to human emotions. Hera remains a compelling figure, her story a vivid reminder of the enduring power and complexity of the Queen of Olympus.